Whiplash is the story of a young, talented drummer named Andrew Neiman attending the illustrious Schaefer Conservatory in New York. The film follows him as he gets drafted into an elite jazz concert band during his first year and has to struggle to live up to the expectations of his abusive instructor, Terrence Fletcher. As the film progresses, we see Andrew slowly ascend Maslow's hierarchy as he struggles against Fletcher's expectations, growing both as a musician and a person, all while chasing his dream of becoming one of the greats. Andrew lives a fairly comfortable home life, having easy access to food and other basic physiological needs without any real worry. This is portrayed in the film through the multiple scenes showing him eating with his family, eating popcorn at the movies with his father, and even eating lunch with his girlfriend. We'll get to her in a bit. Andrew also is fairly safe for the most part throughout the movie, aside from the part where he gets into a car accident. I know it looks bad, but he ended up fine. Anyway, he has his own room decorated with jazz and drumming memorabilia where he spends most of his time practicing and working towards his ever-present goal of becoming great, a standard modeled by his drumming idol, Buddy Rich. This safety to practice would prove to be a vital component of his path to self-actualization, as his room is perhaps one of the only places where he can relax given the immense pressure put on him by Fletcher. As we move into Andrew's relationships, this is where things get interesting. Over the course of the film, Andrew shows that he has quite a few relationships that are important to him, as he is still close to his family. This is particularly true with his dad, who he watches movies with rather often at the local theater. That's not to say that there is no tension between him and his family, however, as he feels his accomplishments are not as respected as those of his brothers, because his parents aren't musicians like he is, which definitely creates some conflicts throughout.
I got a reply for you, Andrew. You think Carleton football's a joke? Come play with us.
4 words you will never hear from the NFL.
Alongside this family relationship, we also see a romantic relationship develop early in the film with a girl named Nicole who works at the movie theater. They get off to a pretty good start, although they're not without their awkward moments.
Your chin's very, nice. Very nice.
While these relationships are both strained throughout the film, and Andrew ends up breaking with Nicole after some time to help him focus on music, they both serve as critical steps to Andrew gaining confidence and motivation to pursue his goals. Somewhat to Andrew's surprise, it doesn't take long at all for him to get a huge jumpstart in his musical aspirations, as he is quickly recruited into the school's illustrious concert jazz band. At first, Andrew thinks this is the best thing that could ever happen to him, but he quickly learns that his instructor, Fletcher, is not without his own, quirks.
Why do you suppose I just hurled a chair at your head, Neiman?
Despite the constant struggle to meet the expectations set by Fletcher, Andrew is ecstatic to be part of the band, and this does a great deal to fulfill his esteem needs and set him on the path for self-actualization. As a result of being recruited by the band, Andrew is forced to practice for hours at a time until his hands literally bleed, a perfect example of the insane extrinsic motivation provided by the fear of letting Fletcher down. This motivation would do a great deal for Andrew, but not without causing a good deal of stress on him in return, and, although he does get extremely good as a result of it, it is not quite enough to bring him to the level of greatness he so desires. As time goes on, and Andrew and Fletcher continue to butt heads, Fletcher tricks Andrew into playing the wrong music to embarrass him in front of hundreds of illustrious recruiters and potentially ending his entire music career. At first, Andrew considers just giving up, but realizes that he doesn't need Fletcher or any recruiter to become great. The only person that he needs is himself. In this moment, Andrew forgoes all extrinsic motivation to become entirely intrinsically motivated. As a result, Andrew proceeds to take over the entire concert, playing exactly how he wants to play and cueing in the other instruments on his own, completely ignoring Fletcher's protests all the while, playing nearly perfectly as he does so. During the virtualistic display that follows, we can only watch with awe as we witness Andrew achieve his dream of becoming great, as he proves to himself that his hard work and pain was all worth it in the end. It is in these final climactic moments of the film that we see Andrew self-actualize. The reason why I picked Whiplash as my movie to analyze is because, frankly, Andrew's experience as he struggles to try and become great is something that was really personal to me, and it's why it's one of my favorite movies. Just like Andrew, I want to do something amazing that won't be easily forgotten. As for the steps I've taken, I eat every day and have a roof to sleep under, so physiological and safety needs have been out of the way for a while. For belonging, I have a good group of friends that are there to support me and who I can rely on when I need them. Esteem definitely took me a while, but in the last few years I've come to be very confident in myself and who I am because of my prior accomplishments in life, like learning Japanese and becoming the president of clubs I care about. Now all that's left is to self-actualize myself.